Welcome to the channel, everybody. Another episode of Beefy Bets. I hope you enjoyed the week off. I know we did, but ready to get back to the sports book, y'all.
Yes, sir. Honestly, the week off, didn't enjoy it as much just because we've been winning so hard this year that, the week off almost felt like I wasn't able to make the extra little skrill.
I totally agree. I felt that as well. I felt that as well, which is why you should, have a listen to what we say about our picks and bet alongside of us. We've been crushing the books lately, like weeks. I mean, going on months in a row now.
Yeah, quite literally 2.5 months now, just wrecking the books, raking them over the coals, up over 300% roughly for both of us. I'm slightly over. I think you're closer to 350. But yeah, either way, both of us more than tripled our money this year. That being said, we do finally have some bets again this week that we can push. Being a UFC betting show and there being a UFC fight card, we got Nicolau and Alex Perez as the headliners, and fuck it, I say we start there.
Yeah, I say we start there. Just real quick, how I feel about this matchmaking. Like I feel like Nicolau got hosed, and Nicolau should be fighting for the title instead of Urseg. I guess a fight night main event is like a soft landing spot, like a little consolation prize. But I think Nicolau should be fighting for the belt. I'll just say that. And that being said, I think you know where I'm going with my pick. I think Nicolau's on that like elite tier level,
Same.
and Perez is in that like tier B.
Same. I couldn't agree more. This is actually 100% of my parlay. I, I, I guess I'll say it's 3 stars for me because I honestly think Nicolau is quite literally a top 3, top 4 flyweight in the world currently. And I think Perez is closer to 9, 10, 11. And I'm getting minus 190. I would probably have him as a minus 250, minus 260. So it's almost like I have to take that value. And then if you need something to back it up, you look at the guys Perez loses to. It's Figueiredo, it's Mikhaev, it's Pantoja. Before that, it's Benavidez, the time when Joey B was still good. The guys he beats are Formiga, Espinoza, Mark De La Rosa. I mean, these guys aren't in the UFC. His wins are not UFC guys anymore. And his losses are guys that were good at the time, like Benavidez, or are still very good. And I just think that Perez is like that perennial gatekeeper 8, 9, 10 spot in the rankings, and I just think that fighting a guy like Nicolau, who I have is probably 2 or 3 in the rankings, I think that's an easy walk as far as minus 190.
Yeah, I agree with you, bro. You kind of hyped me up. I had it at 2 stars, but you might have sold me because I feel you. Like I have a Nicolau power rank 4, and I have Perez power rank like 3rd.
Yeah, and I'm saying the value there is crazy when you consider like tiers, especially because we're talking about Perez maybe 3rd tier of flyweights.
Third tier.
That's what I'm saying, and we're talking about Nicolau 1st tier. We're talking 2 tiers apart, and 1st tier has always been different for all the weight classes as far as we've done this system. The 1st tier is always harder to get into. So that being said, I really love the number on Perez, on Nicolau here.
I'm adding my 3rd star. You sold me. I'm adding my 3rd star. Let's get it. And now, we're lockstep there. Co-main is honestly what I may feel even more bullish on. I don't know. How do you feel about the co-main?
Love Ryan Spann minus 200. Couldn't love it more. I think Guskov is potentially a can. And I think Spann is massive for the weight class. I think the reach is 3 inches on paper, but the way Spann uses his reach is legit. And I just think that Guskov, as far as absolutely after watching him corner the last fight out, I love Spann here minus 200. How do you feel about it?
Could not agree more. I actually already have a ticket in on this like a true scumbag, and I got Spann at minus 175. One of the reasons why I had to jump all over it. I also don't hate Spann by sub here. Spann by sub is parlay of the week contender.
Yeah, so I was going to ask you if you like the Spann by sub number. I'm getting it right here. Because I actually thought the same thing. Most people think Ryan Spann, big KO TKO guy. Vegas does. He's plus 175 for the KO TKO. But the submission plus 200. You're actually getting better value. And he has twice as many sub victories as KO victories in his career. That's an important note. He's a guy that will rock you and choke you out before he finishes you with punches.
Yeah, agreed. Spam be getting subs. Like people sleep on like Spam's like win by sub. I agree. I could not agree more. That's a strong contender for parlay of the week. And you
I
said it was at plus 200.
Yeah, and I really, really like it for my prop of the week. I'm that's in the contention. That is in my top 3 for prop.
Exactly. Yeah. I meant to say prop. If I said something other than prop, I meant to say prop. Yeah, love Spam. Already have him on a parlay. I like him by sub at plus 200. And I mean, I guess we could ball wash more here. I guess I'll give my power ranking differential. Span I have at 16. So like I'm not a Span ball washer, but I have Guskov all the way down at 31, which at 31 at light heavyweight is low.
Right,
It is not a deep weight
right.
class.
It's maybe 45 actual even guys, 50 maybe. And it's like that bottom 10 is absolute cans that get torn through, or literally DWCS feeders. And then, like, guys that get fed to DWCS guys. And then you have the 39 25 range, which is essentially cans that might have collected a win here or there, and or Dana White Contender Series guys that beat a can to start. And then you have the legit light heavyweights past that. Then that's pretty much how this goes. And Span being at 16 and having been higher, honestly, and just taking a couple bad L's here or there. Like when he's fighting at top potential, his ceiling is so high. It's just his floor stays low. So he's fighting a guy that's honestly just not as athletic, not as good in my opinion, technically either. I think this is a time where we see Ryan Spann shine.
I honestly can't believe they made this fight. Like like this whole Goose Gob looks like Anthony Smith, so we have to give a shit about him like narrative. I'm not with it, bro. I'm fading Goose Gob hard.
I am as well. Let's keep it pushing. I'm actually really interested to talk about this next one. You have Ariane Lipski plus 130 versus Karine Silva minus 155. Thing I want to bring up is Caesars opened this at Karine Silva plus 125, and she's been bet to minus 155. I'm almost starting to lean back toward the plus 130 here on Lipski because I really think this fight is like a minus 110.
That's crazy. Yeah, Silva was going to be my dog of the week when I originally did my research because I did have a Silva as a pick. That is crazy. The lines moved that much. This will probably end up being a no bet for me. I'll give a pick in Silva, maybe 1 star, maybe like. It's one where my metrics have it should be a 2-star, but I've heard a lot of people make some good cases for Lipski. I'm pretty sure I've lost money betting against Lipski in the past. She seems to be improving and
she's in really good form right now. Like she's been fighting very good recently.
Agreed. Like she's looked good as of late. She seems to be improving. I like Silva here. Also looked really good. I'm pretty sure she's undefeated in the UFC.
Believe so, yeah. And I love Karine Silva. It's just that, like I said, I think Lipski's been fighting so good recently that I do like this more of a pick'em. So the minus 155 scares me off. Like you said, if I was getting plus value on Silva, I would have jumped on it.
Yeah.
Clearly,
that was going to be my dog of the week. I got to come up with a new one now.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, dog of the week. I'm having trouble finding as well this week. But yeah, suffice to say, this is a no bet for me. But gonna be a great fight. Like I said, I don't hate the sprinkle on Lipski just for the value because I think either girl is live in this fight. So it's more so like I guess take the dog. But realistically, on like verdict, probably would pick Karine Silva by decision.
Like I have Karine Silva power rank 10 and Lipski power rank 13. That's why I'm going like Silva 1 star. Like probably won't actually bet it. They're both honestly like this is great matchmaking. I just was talking about the Spin Guskov matchmaking. This makes perfect sense. This is fantastic matchmaking.
Yeah, and to your point, 13 and 10. I mean, Vegas pretty much found that with the line movement at plus 130 minus 155. That sounds like 13 versus 10 to me. So yeah, no bet because it's pretty much right on the money.
For sure, brother. Who's up next? I've seen a couple different bout orders, so we'll just let you go off yours.
Oh man, next fight is it's absolutely a no bet for me. It's Austin Lane plus 210, Janata Denise minus 260, making his debut at 6-0. Simply a no bet here because Austin Lane auto fade can, but also a guy 6-0 making his debut. I can't trust either.
Bro, it's Walter Walker all over again. It's
Right.
Walter Walker all over again. Can't do it. Call it the Walter Walker clause. Can't do it. Like, addition to the rule book, the Walter no bet.
Now, I will say that this does make it onto my list of props I'm considering. But it's like the value's not there in consideration versus the other prop we've already given out, the plus 200. This one's minus 200 Denise by KO. He's 6-0, all 6 by KO. So, yeah, it's one where it's like if you are going to bet this guy, you might as well take that, is what I'm saying. But there's really like no reason to even bet this fight. But if you're a value monster, that would be the value on Denise.
For sure. Yeah, no bet for me as well. Literally the Walter Walker clause. I learned my lesson betting like a hot shot heavyweight prospect against the dog shit heavyweight can. Heavyweight's just so unpredictable. It's very predictable, like in the ranked guys. I think like I have no problem betting like ranked heavyweights, but these debut guys and these cans so unpredictable.
Yeah, no doubt. And with that said, we can keep it pushing to a fight that is not cans and is maybe slightly less predictable. That is going to be JSP, Jonathan Pierce, minus 170, taking on David Onama, plus 140. Love this fight. Think it's fantastic matchmaking. I have a slight lean to JSP, but I almost don't hate the number on Onama if I can't find a dog of the week.
Yeah, no, I feel you. I'm leaning Pierce, and my power rankings are strongly leaning Pierce, but I have this like weird feeling in my gut. And I try to use my system. I try to use my list to avoid these knee-jerk gut emotional bets. I should probably just trust my list. My list has GSP like two or JSP 2 stars, but I have this weird feeling where Onama is just so freakish and so tough. It's hard to. This is probably a 1 star no bet for me, even though my list has it as 2 star JSP. Like I just have a weird feeling about this one.
I know. I have a weird feeling too because it's like we see Onama lose. I mean, he lost his debut to Mason Jones by decision.
Up a weight class. Up a weight class.
Up a weight class. Good call. But then he beats Gabriel Benitez, who it's like, who cares? And then he beats Garrett Armfield. Once again, who cares? And then he loses majority decision to Landwehr in one of the craziest fights ever. And then he gets the win against... I don't even know who this is. Gabriel Santos, who... Oh, yeah, Gabriel Santos, the kid who's fought Leron Murphy and David Onama. And I'm like, damn, they gave that guy a tough 2 first fights. But that being said, I honestly think that JSP has enough dog in him to probably win this fight.
Well, and I was looking into it a little bit. I think JSP basically only loses by sub, and Onama has, he's obviously not a submission guy. So that also makes me lean JSP.
You can get Pierce by decision right now at plus 200. I don't hate that at all.
That's getting added to the prop list right now. JSP decision. You said plus 200?
Yes, yeah.
It's like I almost like that more than the money line bet. Like I like the prop more than I like JSP on a parlay just because of that gut feeling I was saying.
I know, yeah, me too. Apologize for anyone that can hear my dogs in the background. A cardinal has made its nest in my garage, and I need to go clear it out, which is wild to say. And so they're hearing the Cardinals building their nest in there right now that I'm going to go clear out after this.
Oh, God. Home ownership. All right. And then just for my power ranking's sake, I have JSP at 20. I have Onama at 30. So, like, I think that's about right. But, like, Onama does have a few little X factors.
Yeah, JSP is one of those guys that like I'm tempted for the parlay, but I probably can't pull the trigger. I almost want to do a method of victory parlay this week. I'm like really juiced. I don't know. We'll see.
No, I have a lot that I like. I have another one that we haven't gotten to yet. We've already said two on the show, so I feel you. I'm kind of with you on that. But I guess official show pick is JSP 1 star. It sounds like. I think that's
Yeah.
fair to say.
Yes. Yeah. I would say JSP 1 star. Probably wouldn't bet it, or would only take JSP by decision for the plus 200 value. So that's where that 1 star comes from. With that said, we'll keep it pushing to a fight where I don't see this value or the line being quite right.
Me neither.
Euros Medic minus 320 and Tim Means plus 250. I don't know how Medic is minus 320. That's too generous.
Oh, actually, you know what? So I had my order wrong. I thought you were talking about a different fight when I got all excited. I do have Medic as a 2 star here, and I locked him in at minus 235. So shout out to me for betting
I
early.
love him at that number. Love him at that number. Love him at that number. That's right. That's the right number. People clearly are jumping on Medic, as they should be. But minus 320, like, if I do a 5-leg parlay, he'll probably be the 5th leg.
So, like, I have the luxury of, like, agreeing with both. Like, I still stand by my 2 star Medic pick, but as a guy who bet it early and got it at minus 235, I can also say that value is dog shit.
Thank you for that. I agree. I agree. Yeah, I'll say 2 stars Medic. Obviously, as a show, I'm going to ride that bet with you. You know what I mean? I'm hoping that cashes. And especially at minus 235, that is the right number. And
like,
it's one of those in hindsight, you honestly, like, you're going to clean up on that. Because I really think Medic wins this fight. I don't see the path to victory for Tim Means here. And I see multiple for Medic, so.
Yeah, and this is another weird one. I've been looking like how guys lose and how guys win lately. And this is a weird one where Medic, I think, only wins by KO and Means only loses by sub. So like, I can see Medic by decision, but I think there's other props I like more than that. Because I think Medic basically usually wins by KO, and Tim Means doesn't usually get KO. Or maybe I'm tripping. Does Tim Means have some KO losses?
Let's see. Tim Means, 15 losses. He has 2 TKOs in his career, but 7 sub losses.
All right, so that's kind of the stat. That's the stat I was looking into. So Tim Means usually loses by sub. Medic usually wins by knockout. That MMA math equal a decision?
God, Tim Means has, and honestly, one of the TKOs was he injured himself in 2004 in his 3rd professional fight. Jesus, he has a win over Bobby Green in 2010. Sorry, I'm just looking at his record. So he has 3 split decision losses and 3 unanimous decision losses. And he hasn't had a unanimous decision loss since 2014, Tim Means.
So you think Medic gets it done by KO just because he's old and Medic is a young lion, and like, because Medic can spark you.
Yeah, see, now I'm tied up because it's like, yeah, now I'm all tied up because Medic does lose by sub. That is the 2 ways he's lost are subs.
The value gremlins in your ear.
No.
The value gremlins in Harrison's ear. He's going to bet Means by sub.
No, it's like God, and his 2 subs are triangles. So I don't even know, like I was going to say he'd get a knockdown and then maybe go for the choke, but I just like Medic here. Just Medic to win.
Okay.
Too hard for me to say.
Me too, bro. Me too. Yeah, let's keep it pushing. Who's up next?
So that wraps up the main card. Next up, we got the featured prelim. Ronnie Yaya plus 350. Victor Henry minus 500. I don't know why Victor Henry's minus 500. I think that's a little large.
Me too. This is probably going to be my dog of the week now that Silva the Silva line moved. Because, bro, I'm picking Yaya. My rankings indicate Yaya. And The line's moving. People are betting it. Early in the week, it was at plus 440 for Yaya. And you said it's all the way down to plus 350, right? So
Yeah.
people are betting it. People are betting it. And like, I'm picking Yaya is probably my dog of the week.
It's very interesting. Um, like I said, I don't really have a good dog of the week, so I might have to jump on that just for the value. You know?
It's so like for example, in my power rankings, I have Ronnie Yaya at 34, and I have Victor Henry at 36. So you mean to
Ooh,
tell me you're getting the value there? Like
I pretty much
I'm
have
not.
to
I'm
bet it.
probably.
I pretty much have to bet
I
it.
agree. Like I think if you're picking a dog on this card, like if you're just saying like I'm not leaving this sports book until I bet at least one dog, this is the one I'm gonna give you. I'm pretty sure.
All right, then. As of now, we're riding this dog of the week. We're saying this is probably our dog. This is our juiciest dog of the week we've ever given to. If we hit this, transcendent, transcendent. And honestly, Yaya is a really creative striker, and I don't see Henry really grappling him too much. I do see Victor Henry trying to like stand up and mix martial arts with Yaya, and I think that benefits Yaya. And I think Yaya has a lot of power, and I think they're both old, so age isn't really a thing here.
Exactly, exactly. And like, I don't know. I feel like Victor Henry's been this false bill of goods we've been sold this
Yes,
whole time. Like they've tried to kind of sell him to us as he's a guy, and he just looks mid or can-ish every time we see him
he
out.
was also getting walked by Bosharat, and then got low kicked, and was the guy talking about his
Yeah,
he couldn't function or whatever. So yeah, I question the dog in him. I do not question the dog in Ronnie Yaya. I trust the rankings. Which Ronnie Yaya still ranked behind him, but plus 350. Can't walk away from that when it should be much closer. I don't know how Vegas opened the line at plus 460. That's insane.
you know what that makes me wonder? Like if there's some information we don't know about, like an injury or an illness. You know what I mean? Like Vegas has some info or something. Because you're right, it makes no sense.
Yeah, I don't. It's perplexing to say the very least. I say we keep it pushing. Um, for the simple fact of I'm very interested to know your take on this fight because it's can on can violence. So it's a potential no bet in my book. It's Austin Hubbard plus 140, Michael Figlack minus 170. This is probably a no bet for me. I just kind of want to know who you like in this fight.
I'm going Fig like 1 star, which I mean at this point 1 stars and no bets. There's not too much of a blurred line because I don't really put my money on 1 stars unless it's a dog or a prop.
Right.
Um, but so I mean a 1 star favorite basically is a no bet for me. But I have Fig like as a 1 star. And
I
you said it was
just
minus 170.
yeah. See, that's where I'm at. Where I'm just like, I mean, Figlack, the loss to Ziam is all we've seen him do. So before that, he was undefeated, and maybe he is better than we give him credit for. But he is a decision machine. This is one where I might actually like this fight to go to decision or the over. Let me see if none of the odds are out for the early prees. But
Hey, what did you say? What was the money line on JSP Onama again? What was JSP's?
minus 170 and Onama plus 140.
Okay. All right, cool. Sorry, I had missed it in my notes. But yeah, Big Black 1 star. I think there's a lot better fights to bet on this card. So honestly, we can keep it pushing.
Word. Fair. Sounds good to me. Next up, we got some heavyweights. We got Caio Machado, the slight favorite, minus 115, against Dante Mays, minus 105. Neither way, you're making your money fully back on either of these bets. So, who you liking?
We'll see. This is crazy because when I looked at it, like, what was it, 7, 8 days ago, Machado was actually at plus 136. So I liked him as a dog of the week candidate at that number. But at minus 115, yeah, I'm not probably going to bet. I'm picking Machado, like if it's a verdict as prelims or whatever. Like I'll give Machado as a 1 star, but that 1 star seemed a lot cooler at plus 136.
Yeah, fully agree with you. I have this as a no bet. For me, this is just another one where I know what I'm going to get with Dontel Mays, and that's not a whole lot. I'm not sure what
Yeah.
I'm going to get from Caio Machado, and if it's not a whole lot to match Dontel Mays is not a whole lot, then this is going to be a snoozy heavyweight battle where either guy could win, which for me is why it's a no bet.
Yeah, it's like I'm basically fading Mays. Like I'm pretty much on Mays. Like Mays, like, but like you're right. Like Machado, I'm not like ultra bullish on. So it's just yeah. I end up at Machado 1 star, which at -115 is basically a no bet. At +136, I was going to give it some consideration, but at -115, don't see it.
Agree. We can keep it pushing. This is one that I do like for my parlay. On the next one, even though the value isn't great, it's Marnik Mann +255, Ketlin Souza -330. Kind of love Souza at the -330 for a longer parlay, a 4 to 5 legger, simply because Marnik Mann is an absolute can. I mean, Marnik Can should be your name, dude.
No, if I was doing like a reverse pound for pound ranking, like of all like genders and weight classes and everything, she may finish last.
Yeah,
She may be my. She like literally, if I would mix genders, mix weight classes, a reverse power ranking, she may be my worst pound per pound fighter like on the roster.
yeah, she's quite literally the fighter that we like will often be like, "Who is this Marnik Man?" Ha ha ha. Like, and it actually is. So in that case, like, I would tell you, it doesn't matter the odds unless it's Bo Nickel -1200 type odds. We're throwing her opponent on the parlay.
You know what? I need to go back and do a second parlay with Nicolau on it. So this may be on my second parlay. So I got a 3-legger that's already in, but I need to do a second one that includes Nicolau now that we've upgraded him to a 3-star. Yeah, man. I mean, I initially had this as a 1-star, mainly because of the number, and it's not like I'm super high on Caitlin Souza. But yeah, Marnik Man isn't definition of an auto fade. Like if she's not an auto fade, then auto fades don't exist. You know what I'm saying?
Exactly right. That's
So
exactly what I feel like. It's the most auto of the auto fades, so I have to auto fade it.
knock me up to a 2-star. Like I added the star.
Yeah,
The only reason why it's not 3 is because like it's Caitlin Souza. Like I'm not ultra high either. So if it was a prospect I was actually like high on, it would be a 3-star auto fade all day. But you talked me into the 2nd-star.
yeah. Oddly enough, I still only have it as a 2-star, but it's more of a like you just said. It's if I was high at all on Caitlin Souza, this would be a 3-star. It's just I'm so low on Marnik Man and so mid on Caitlin Souza that it's like 2-star.
Agree. Same exact logic in my book. Yeah. Who's up next?
So next we have a fight where I don't see the odds on ESPN, but I will find them. James Yontop versus Chris Padilla. Right now it looks like it's going to be around -400 for Yontop and +340 for Chris Padilla.
Yeah, I looked into this fight. This was an opponent change. Padilla took this on short notice. Lontop was originally going to fight somebody else. I forget who it was. But Padilla is bad. He's like 13-6 on like the regional scene. He has like hella losses on like small regional promotions. He took it on short notice. Actually, if you look on his Tapology right now, he still has a fight booked for May in Uriah Faber's A1 combat.
Oh, wow.
So like I could potentially go watch that in SAC if he like looks good here. I might do it, but he has 2 fights booked. I've never seen that on Tapology ever. I've never seen that. So
I wonder what the value
he's a
on-
one fact.
I wonder what
Fight contract like short notice can replace him.
poor guy. I wonder what the odds are on him to get knocked out, because if it's -400 for his opponent to win, maybe we're getting -160 on a KO, which I might be here for.
I think there's other props I like more, but I mean, point well taken. Point well taken. This guy is a can, but it's still only 1 star. It's Yontop's debut. You know, we don't really know much about either of these guys. Yontop's on like a 9-fight win streak or something crazy, though. He looks like a killer. But I mean, we can keep it pushing. I probably won't actually bet that fight, but give me Yontop as a 1-star, mainly just because Padilla is not great.
Yes, sir. We can keep it pushing to Liang Na plus 350 against Ivana Petrovic minus 500. I think Vegas is getting this line from auto fading Liang Na, which I'm not saying I'm not auto fading Liang Na, but damn, minus 500 is hard to take on anything. For me, it's going to be a no bet, but an absolute Petrovic pick on verdict.
Lockstep, everything you just said, copy paste. And honestly, like if you're gonna pick one low value auto fade Martin Man. I'd
Right,
rather like
right. That's what I'm saying. I mean, if we're getting Marnik Man at plus 250, I think she's more of an auto fade than Liang Na, so we're getting better value on her opponent than against Liang Na's opponent. So it's the auto fade is for Marnik Man in this fight card.
as far as like the A side of those, I don't think Petrovic. I don't hold her in too much higher regard than I hold Caitlin Souza. Right? It's not like she's like I'm ultra high on Petrovic.
In fact, I might be lower on Petrovic. I was kind of
That's what I'm
surprised
saying.
at the minus 500 line with this because Petrovic's only fight in the UFC was a loss to Luana Carolina in a unanimous decision. Granted, good fight, hard debut, 6-0 before that fight, but I don't know. It's hard for me to put a whole lot of water in someone that's 0-1 in the UFC at minus 500.
Yeah, no, I honestly this and the Martin Man money line should be flipped, in my opinion, which is why there's a little bit of value, even though it's a bad price on fading Martin Man. So yeah, I mean we can keep it pushing, no bet all day.
Yes, sir. We'll keep it pushing to the last fight of our breakdown and/or the first fight of the night, depending on how you're viewing it. That is going to be Mahashate versus Gabriel Benitez. For me, love Mahashate at minus 2 stars, or minus 2 stars, as a 2 stars, minus 200 on a parlay. I just think Benitez is so long in the tooth. I think he's done. This is one where the age metrics I think do matter. Give me Mahashate at minus 200. Definitely going to put it on my parlay.
Yeah, that's the third leg of my parlay at 3-star. I'm all over Mahashate. Now, this is the one where the line moved the other way. I got better value on Span and Medic, but I took Mahashate at minus 250. So I got actually a worse price on this one. So the line's moving towards Benitez, which good luck with those people betting on Benitez.
Interesting. So, for the people at home, we can hit a quick recap of our bets if you'd like and actually pick our official dog and prop of the week. And we can get some parlays calculated out. In fact, let's start with the parlays. What did you get your current parlay at?
So I got a 3-legger with Medic, Spin, and Mahashate at plus 214. So nothing crazy. It's a conservative parlay.
Minus 214?
Yep, that's what I got it at.
Let's see, just for the people at home, to show them how parlay values change, what it sits at currently.
Oh, that's interesting. Yeah, good call. That's interesting.
So now it's plus 195. So by getting it early, you got $20 extra.
That's cool. Hell yeah. Yeah. That was interesting as fuck. Hell yeah. Now, I do want to, I think I'm going to go back to the sports book before Saturday. And I get something that includes Nicolau and includes Susan, a fading man.
Yeah, I agree with you. So if we're going to build a second parlay for the people at home, let's just start with, we'll start at the top, right? Let's go Nicolau at minus 190. I'm going to write these down and get them all totaled at the end. And then what else we like? Mahashate minus 200, obviously.
Yeah, for sure.
We like Span minus 200. These are all candidates, then we can pick them out here at the end. Souza minus 330. And what am I missing?
Souza, Medic.
Medic, yeah.
Yeah. Nicolau, Span, Medic. Oh, and then Shate. Yeah, those are basically in Souza. Those are the bettable fighters. So, I don't mind honestly just adding Nicolau and Souza onto my 3-leg and just making it a 5-leg, like just adding 2 legs. Or I may subtract Medic I may subtract Medic and replace it and make it a 4-leg. I don't know. I'll play around with the book, see how I'm feeling in the moment. But I think all 5 of those are like parlayable fighters.
Abs.
Marshate, Span, Medic, Nicolau, and Souza. All like you can mix and match that to your own discretion, in my opinion.
Yeah, and if you bet them all together, it's plus 487, so a pretty solid 5-leg value there. Probably what I'm actually going to run with this week is that, in fact. Not really a fighter there that I'm too scared of losing. So yeah, I like that as a 5-legger. If you take Medic off of there, that is going to be plus 347, so still not terrible.
Yeah, yeah, but like you said, we like Medic and like, yeah, honestly, I think I like the 5-leg. To be honest, I think I like the 5-leg. Like, I feel good about all those fights. And then we already said earlier our official dog of the week. We're going Ronnie Yaya, folks. Like, was it plus 350? Like
Plus
that's
350
juicy.
dog of the week. Very crazy. Very crazy. And
Scared
then
money don't make no money, y'all. It's one like I said. If you want to be a Victor Henry mark, be my guest. I'm saying like, I'm not high on that guy.
now, I fully agree with you. This is where it's going to get really interesting. Prop of the week, because we have so many that we like, and there could potentially be a prop parlay coming.
What was Marshate by KO? I think we didn't really discuss that, but I'm interested in that if the number's right.
Yeah, so the except if it's not the featured prelim, the prelims values won't come out until late Thursday night.
You're right. You're right. You're right. Duh, that's on me. But I am interested in that. I'll throw that out to the viewers. Marshate by KO is not necessarily a bet. Like I kind of like that bet, and especially if the minus 200 price is too rich for you, or you're not doing a big parlay. If you're trying to do a straight bet on that fight, I'd do it by KO personally.
Agreed. Now so JSP decision plus 200. We both like that.
Yep.
What else do we like here? Span submission.
Span by sub was plus 200.
Also plus 200. Nice. What else do we have on here?
Real quick, what does that 2-legger come out to?
Ooh, 2 double dogs. Quite literally double dogs. Let's see. God, I should be able to do this math in my head, but I think it's like plus 600? Plus 800.
Ooh, yeah, I might run that 2-leg, bro. That 2-leg, I mean,
you're talking.
I don't need to be more greedy than that.
Fully agree with you. I'm just seeing what else is out here that we like.
The only other one I would really like is Mahshate by KO. We don't got that number yet.
Yeah, you know what? You're right. Those were the 2 I was super bullish on. I guess we just hit them back to back. It got me excited, thinking there were more than there were. Yeah, I think that's it. I think prop of the week is going to be a parlay for me.
Hey, if we give that out and it hits for our viewers, we're some motherfucking dogs. Plus 800. Like I said, span by sub, JSP by decision, parlay it together, plus 800. I love that so goddamn much. That makes me tingle.
Man, I'm just looking at it, and like the parlay value is plus 487, right, for the 5-legger. The dog of the week is plus 350. And the and the props of the week are individually plus 200 if you just want to bet one, or if you want to take both plus 800. We're talking crazy value this week.
What? Let's come up on some units, folks. Like seriously, like
yes, sir.
I'm stoked. I'm stoked. I think we really found some value on this card because let's be real, not the best card, but hey, if you come out with 10 extra units, it's the best card ever, right?
Yeah, and I might get super greedy and do and do 10 on JSP by decision and 5 on JSP span parlay, and then you know what I'm saying, end up either doubling my money on just the JSP by decision if span somehow gets the KO. If they both hit, then I get double the money on, or like I win both still.
Yeah, no, I agree. That's not a bad betting strategy at all. You can really you can get creative with almost like hedging with props. You know what I mean?
I agree with you.
Uh,
We did it recently.
yeah, yeah. It's not a bad play. It's not a bad play instead of fading money lines. Like fade a money line with a prop. Not a bad move there. But not fade, but hedge, I should say rather. But yeah, man. Like I said, feeling good about our picks. Got a 5-leg parlay for you. We're letting our nuts hang this week. We got a 5-leg parlay, a plus 350 dog, and a plus 800 method of victory 2-leg parlay. What more do you want from us, people? You think we just take chalk around here?
Yeah, honestly, Minty Bets can suck these minty nuts because she ain't never putting her neck out like that.
Yeah, let me be Minty Bets and just give you a minus 110 straight to bet and call it a day and
Yeah.
collect this check.
Yeah, let me tell you, I like Arman Sarukian here by decision at minus 160. Thanks. My bet of the week.
Yeah, thanks a lot, Minty. God damn it. But yeah, man, like and subscribe if you want to fight the good fight against the snoozy Minty Bet picks.
Yes, sir. Don't forget to, like you just said, like and subscribe. And also, don't forget to follow us on IG and Twitter, or X, I should call it now. Get the same info in real form or YouTube Shorts. So check those out. And yeah, like Dominic's been saying, like I've been saying, 7 weeks positive out of 8 this year. I mean, what else can you ask for? Over tripled our money. If you're following our picks, you're swimming in green right now.
We up.